Hey everyone, welcome to another podcast of MLM Scores. Today we have Chris, the founder of Construct Koin CTK. He has built an amazing coin. So today we're gonna talk about the Construct Coin price prediction. Hey Chris, great to have you on the show.
Hey, Chirag. Yeah, really good to join you again and continue our conversation. I'm on the move today in central London, but yeah, it's good to catch up.
Yeah, thank you so much for the last minute notice. We just ask you and you pop up. Thank you so much.
No problem, no problem. My pleasure. It's good to chat.
Thank you. So, Chris, that Construct coin is currently priced at, just $0.01.
Yep.
What's your vision for how far the price can go over the next 12 to 24 months?
Yeah, great. Really good question. So look, we're in our pre-sale phase at the moment, as you know, right?
Yeah.
We've mapped 100x roadmap for early stage investors to get it to $1, just with the initiatives that we're launching as we build out the protocol and the use cases for the protocol in the first 12 to 15 months, all
Hmm.
of which are revenue generating from day one, right? So this is really important. It's that transition from Web 2 to Web 3. And of course, the protocol is all about how we push real estate concepts on chain and
Yeah.
develop use cases that integrate, whether it's lending, whether it's smarter tech in homes, whether it's AI automating sales processes within real estate. All of these business models will further validate the prediction that we see that the token will continue to grow in value. So, as I say, we can see 100x immediately in the next 12 months. But actually, I'd go as far as to say we'd see 200x, possibly 300x, as we're able to demonstrate that these businesses that are driving revenue and are successful businesses already. And don't forget, our loan book as it's mapped out is very soon to reach that 100 million mark of real estate developments that are integrating parts of or full versions of these use cases that we're bringing on chain.
Yeah. I'm sure 100x, 200x is easily possible. As per my experience, according to I have seen your coin and everything, I think your coin can go up to 500x or maybe 1000x within the
Yeah.
next.
So look, we're very sure, and I'm very sure of the acceleration and what is achievable for early stage investors in our community, right? But look, the truth is, I want to be able to talk about how we're bringing revenue on chain, how we're generating that income for token holders, how that token's actually tangibly going to be worth more than where it starts. And we put a great deal of effort into establishing the business model before we launched the token so that we could validate our tokenomics and demonstrate where the liquidity is in the process. And
Mhm.
actually, the really important detail, and I'll say it again, is that we have businesses that are coming on chain. So Web 2 use cases that are becoming Web 3 use cases where we're delivering real innovation. And I'm really excited for what that means for the Construct Koin protocol, because of course our innovation won't stop. And we are creating a protocol where we become we become the chain for a lot of these applications and a lot of these use cases. So there's a little insight into what we'll be talking about later on this year, right? But we're very excited with what we're pioneering. And of course, being a UK company, a lot of this demand is going to be fueled by the absolute need to deliver more housing into the UK, but housing that serves communities, that integrates with technology, that is revenue generating for the residents, the occupiers of those homes. And so we're really excited about these concepts.
Yeah, I got it. So when exactly is the public sale scheduled to begin, and how is the pricing structure across different phases?
Well, as you know from our initial conversations, we are now in our soft launch, right? So we're in our soft launch where I'm talking to people like yourself, people in our immediate community who are able to come to our site and purchase a token that at the cheapest point is ever going to be, right?
Yeah.
We are operating a fairly robust pre-sale dynamic, right? So we have 100 phases, and that is to allow for the steady state increase in the token value as the use cases that are revenue generating all come on chain bit by bit, and we're able to demonstrate the revenue coming back into the token. And we're very excited about what those initiatives look like. So we can see that increase in value. And when I say 100x, that's broken down into those phases. But essentially, we've got 10 phases that will do 10 phases within the 100 steps that will deliver that acceleration and increase in price. And of course, it won't stop. That's the reality of it. We've got some really cool partners working with us to support our messaging. And as we implement the regulatory framework out of the jurisdictions that we're deploying in or deploying from, and then establishing the network in the jurisdictions that we're working with, namely the UK
Yeah,
and the BVI, of course, this stuff will really start to push ahead. So yeah, really good times, really exciting times, and we're keen to tell everybody about what we're doing.
that sounds good. And our whole community is very excited about it also.
Yeah, we think so. Look, we think so. I think one of the amazing things about what Construct Koin is doing is that we're positioning the narrative around real world assets. So building core infrastructure on top of bricks and mortar. So building on chain infrastructure on top of bricks and mortar businesses that are moving to the chain. And what we're not doing is creating concepts where there's no adoption. There are clear use cases for the adoption of the technology, the AI components, and the chain components that we're referring to in the real world. So it is about that innovation, and that is revenue generating. I can't say that, stress it enough. It's revenue generating from day one, and that means, of course, that as we push ahead, we're able to justify and validate the increase in our token price, and of course, creating infrastructure that builds dependencies on the use of this technology, and evolving the use cases with leading developers in the UK that are building houses that are solving the housing crisis. And a big part of that is the liquidity that we're able to provide, but fundamentally actually delivering use cases that people want to buy into, right? So it's all about human beings using this infrastructure in a way that is frictionless and seamless to their day-to-day lives. And at the center of that is this new approach to real estate on chain delivered through the Construct Koin protocol.
That sounds good. So, what real utility or earning potential backs by, your CTK coin? And why should investor consider holding long term rather than just flipping it?
Yeah, well, look, I guess different investors will have different priorities of how they manage their positions, right? But fundamentally, we're right at the start of this journey, and as I've said to you all along, and as I'll continue to advocate on behalf of our protocol, we are revolutionizing real estate. We're doing that through lending, so we're giving property developers access to finance so they can build. We're partnering with those developers as we provide them with their finance so that they can build rapidly. That's generating not only revenue from the return of that interest on through interest, but also the return of investment from that position that we take with that developer. So there's profit shares, right?
Yeah,
All of which will come through a chain mechanism. There is the use cases of smarter tech in homes, so enabling technology usage in a frictionless experience where a wallet can be used to transact our token with fiat in real time situations, or simply just storing that money to transact energy savings that you might create through being able to trade the energy you've generated in your home and receiving that benefit in your wallet, which you can cash in or you can take out and use a card to purchase day-to-day items. And then thirdly, in the short term, it's also about how we're bringing that innovation into the sales process of properties. And there's real on-chain uses for how to prevent failure in the sales process by providing lending solutions, all of which are revenue generating from the day that they deploy. So as we build out this protocol, of course, the value of the token increases. These day-to-day use cases are revenue generating from the day that they deploy. So the longer you hold that token, the longer you stay in our community, of
yeah,
course, you'll benefit from the appreciation in value. So I would say to anybody getting in now, come with us for the journey, be part of the explosion of CTK, not only into the digital ecosystem on chain, but also watching industry evolve as we deliver pioneering change into industry that affects the construction of property all the way through to that created living space and the availability of that living space in the sales cycle, whether that's rentals or whether that's purchasing property. Construct Koin will have a place in all of that, underpinned by blockchain technology to deliver CTK powered initiatives into the industry. So look, that's a really exciting narrative, and just being part of building that ecosystem, being part of the application layer, but also the middleware and the foundation, that the chain that we want to be able to operate to execute this strategy will see our token increase in value and an ecosystem grow where we'll build dependencies. So the longer you hold that token, the longer you're part of this journey, the more you stand to gain. It's as simple as that.
I agree. I think if people will hold that token for a long time, they can also become financially free.
This is an initiative that is revolutionizing real estate. One of the reasons why developers are so keen to talk to us is because, the living space is more than your hub, your home. It becomes an asset that can generate income for you. It becomes an asset that protects your data, provides you an infrastructure for your data. And fundamentally, when we start talking about that transactional component, the trust that you have in a home and being able to export that trust to day-to-day situations, that's another real world application, blending Web 2 with Web 3, right? And actually what we're building is is more than an ecosystem. It's changing an entire industry and the way that that industry operates, but also tethering to the ability to create liquidity for entities involved to move money around through this decentralized narrative on chain, creating a new way of stimulating growth. And of course, CTK is at the heart of all of that. So we are really, really excited about what the next 5 years holds for the CTK protocol. And of course, there's a lot of pieces here in the puzzle. There's technology infrastructure, there's chain infrastructure specifically that we haven't yet started to talk about, right?
Yeah.
But you've heard it. You heard it first, Chirag. I talked to you when we first met. I told you about where we want to be in 5 years and how we want to develop this. And we
Yeah.
are in conversation now with some of the best minds in the
Yeah.
crypto world about how to do this, knowing that we have some of the biggest companies in the UK and some of the leading developers in the UK who want to solve the housing crisis driven by government-backed initiatives to deliver millions of homes to the UK over
Wow.
the next 5 to 10 years. So Construct Koin will play a huge part of that. And that's before we take those initiatives and look at other jurisdictions that we can operate in, where we roll out part of this narrative or the entire narrative. So we're really excited about how this goes globally. And the truth is, if you're a token holder today, or if you're a token holder in a year's time, you will benefit. You will absolutely benefit. This is not a here today, gone tomorrow play. We're executing a 5 year plan with a view to what this ecosystem looks like in 10 years' time.
I'm sure. Guys, this is your opportunity to grab CTK token at a very low price. And I'm sure it will gonna be 100x or maybe 200x, 500x or 1000x within the next 1 or 2 years. And I have read amazing articles about this Construct Coin on Binance, Forbes, and many great crypto platforms. So I'm gonna post all those articles in the description of those podcasts. So this is your opportunity to get in and change your financial situations also. Thank you so much, Chris, for your time. Let me
It's
know
been a
if you
pleasure,
want
Chirag.
to tell anything else to our audience. We will be happy to hear.
It's been a pleasure talking to you, Chirag. And guys, you're absolutely right, Chirag. It's a huge opportunity to get involved in something really pioneering, really innovative, and truly something special. Consolidating the noise of the crypto ecosystem, the uncertainty of crypto with the certainty of real world assets. Join us and join our community. We'd love to welcome you. There's lots of information that's slowly starting to be put out by our own team and by our partners, and of course there are lots of people starting to talk about us. So you can find out lots of information, and I'm happy to talk to absolutely anybody that reaches out to us, by the way, and that will never change. Very much a hands-on approach to leading from the front as we pioneer the innovation that we're really pushing through the industry. But look, it's been a pleasure to talk to you, Chirag. Thanks for reaching out, and guys, I hope this message has served you all well.
Thank you for your time, Chris. Have a great day. Take care.
Thank you so much. You take care. Bye bye.